Hey, what's up, people? Welcome back to my show, Comic Chat. My name is Danny, and I am back after a 2 week hiatus. Before I get started, I just want to thank some of the people that knew what I was going through the past 2 weeks. I had a death in the family, someone that was really close to me, and it kind of took the wind out of my sails, so to speak. So I just didn't have the energy or the desire to get up here and give you what I should have give you. So for those of you that supported me, I appreciate it. Thank you. Um, Shout out to Robert Storm, Jason Miller, Terrence, several others, Chris Knight, Sean Stackhouse, all showing their support. I appreciate it. Now I'm back, ready to go again. Um, as always, if this is the first time you coming to my channel, please subscribe. I need you to subscribe. I need your subs. I'm trying to get to 1,500 subscribers. Now, I can only do it with your help. Please give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up lets me know that I'm doing what you like. Also, hit the notification bell because I don't want you to miss any material that I upload. Now, today I got a very special guest. I saw this brother on another show that was promoted by Queen's Council. He is 1/6 of the Dark Council and is Mr. Abu Nas.
Hey, hey,
How you doing,
hey.
sir?
I am sorry I was running late. Had to reboot the entire computer.
Nope. Nope.
Internet
Nope.
problems notwithstanding, but yep, I'm finally here. The only unfortunate thing is comic is that unfortunately I'm only going to be able to be here for pretty much an hour.
That's
Got
perfectly
some other
fine,
things
man.
came up and I'm going to have to leave my house to take care of it. Now
That
I
is
got to go get
perfectly
that
fine.
stupid ass mask on and all that, but it's whatever.
I'm going. First of all, I want to thank you for coming to my show. I
No,
appreciate
it's
it.
a pleasure, man. I'm glad I was able to put it together, and you have been a mainstay on the Dark Council chat for many of our sessions. So it's a pleasure, man, to finally be on your channel.
Thank you. Your show is heavily promoted on Queen's Council, which I watch every Thursday. I think we have a mutual friend, Maz, and
Yeah,
she's saying nothing but good things about you. I think the last one I caught you and Lord Callis were talking about some Star Wars stuff, and it was really
and we
this,
got
this.
some Star Wars news, some breaking news from yesterday. I had to drop a quick video about it,
Okay.
and but I've been hearing some rumbles on Twitter, about the whole point of trying to bring Boba Fett back, and they actually have some good points behind it.
Okay.
But leave it to the fandom, boy. They don't miss a trick, and YouTubers like us, man, we gotta keep our pulse on the community.
You're right. You're right.
These people know more than us.
Exactly.
So I
Well,
try to, you know what I'm saying? I try to keep my ear to the ground and let me know what y'all think.
I think you're doing an outstanding job, and I was very excited that you were on here. That I wrote about 20 questions I want to ask you. So,
Oh man, I'm
uh,
in the hot seat tonight.
no, you're not in the hot seat. I mean, I just want your opinion on it, man. Like I said,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
man. And first of all, I want to say that rap you did with Michael Jackson.
Oh, for the onesie stream.
Oh man, that was fire.
I'm
I love
glad
that
you
song.
liked it.
A lot of people sleep on Michael that song. Man,
Michael
that song,
Jackson is please.
man,
It's great to sample some of his work, and you know what I'm saying, because it's
yeah,
time. A lot of his songs is timeless, and that
yeah,
was one of them.
yeah,
And that was from the Off the Wall album. That was back in
yeah.
'79.
My
For
aunt
the
put
old heads like us, we know what that's all about. For the new
my
kids on
aunt
the
put me
block, they
on that.
like, yeah.
Yeah, that song is hot. Okay, first question I got for you: how long have you been a member of the Dark Council, and how did y'all create that?
Wow, that. Oh boy, I had to think about that. Well, actually, the whole premise of well, it was called our origins was called black some black guys in a drunk, and the whole show idea was created by our beloved brother Drunk 3PO, and he approached me first about putting together a bunch of the Nubian brothers, together,
Huh?
in a group to talk about, you know, issues that you know, because of the whole woke narrative behind, you know, toxic, you know, all the white men are bad and this, that, whatever, and nobody else, you know, complains about Star Wars or any other the
Uh-huh.
things that they doing, you know, and then they painted this whole picture that everybody, a person's a color or whatever, even though I don't like that word, but you know, for every other race, we was all kumbaya together, but the white man was always bad and they hated on everything and they misogynist. So now a whole group of us came together and we're basically saying the same thing our Caucasian brothers are saying, you know, about how woke, you know, the premise of the entertainment is, and what they doing with Disney and how Lucasfilm is screwing up, and then Star Trek getting, you know, we going through the whole motions. So he figured, you know, let's shake it up a bit. And you know, from my premise, at first I didn't want to do it because he had a couple of other brothers in mind, Lord Callis, Demogeny, Fatal J, and outside of Demogeny, I you know never really met Lord Callis or Fatal J at that time, and of course we had Lonely Banter, you know, coming in as well. So he brought all of us together, and we called ourselves Some Black Guys in the Drunk. It was just it was an experiment. We didn't
Mm-hmm.
know how it was going to turn out, but our genesis was, and this was back in the Google Hangout days where we had, you know, all of us in there, and it worked. I mean, but it worked on a small scale. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So it just took a little while in terms of the months, like maybe 5 6 months had passed before we started gaining stream. But we felt like we ran the course of Some Black Guys in the Drunk, you know, as a title.
Uh-huh.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. It ran its course.
I got you.
So I suggested that we just call ourselves the Dark Council, and we was throwing other, you know, other names for our group along, but you know, a lot of our brothers kind of like what I had suggested. So, and we kept saying it over and over again, and they really kind of stuck
Yeah.
to us.
Good
So
deal.
we debuted the Dark Council sometime, I think either November or early December. It was one of those 2 months that we set it off, and just little by little we stayed with the format comic that, you know, let's be ourselves, you know, but let's shake it up a bit. You know what I'm saying? Instead of seeing a circle with our, you know, avatars or anything on it, we needed to be, you know, personable to our audience and let them feel like they're part of the show. Like everybody like chilling in the same room and we all kicking it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the aspect of how we talk about our, you know, the fandom, you know, all the geek and pop culture stuff, and then we each have our own unique personalities. It really started clicking after a while, and people was noticing that we wasn't putting any pretense. We wasn't trying to, you know, play games and, you know, try to trick the audience into thinking they should like us because we're on YouTube. No, we just regular brothers that's just spitting the real, and we telling it like it is. And you know, God is good, man. It resonated with the audience. You know, we may not have the following of the High Council or any of the other big YouTube channels, but when you put out good vibes to your audience and to the to you guys in the chat, and y'all sit back and you literally enjoy the show without turning the channels and this, that, whatever, then that says something, you know?
Yeah.
So
Good. Okay. The name Abu Nas, is that your a nickname, or how you come up with that, or is that?
actually, I was trying to find a name. I was trying to find a name when I first, you know, thought about doing the YouTube channel, and I couldn't find anything that really matches my personality. You know, the Black Wizard, or you know, or Dark Chocolate Corner, or I was playing around with them names, man, and I was like, damn, man, it just sounds so corny.
Yeah.
So I just kind of said to myself, because I didn't know what to do, so I didn't even have a title for my show. So I was talking to my oldest daughter, and I was telling her some things in Islam that I wanted to relate to her about some issues she was dealing with. And after I got off the phone with her, I was watching some TV, and I said, "Well, I don't know," because people was clamoring for me to do the Last Jedi review,
Mm-hmm.
but this was only close to a month after the Last Jedi came out. So I was like, oh, well, I got to think of something because people on Twitter was clamoring for me. Do it, do your own review. Because I spent the whole month bitching about Ryan Johnson and everything on Twitter. Everybody got so sick of me, spazzing out. It kind of
Mm-hmm.
figured, well, Abu Nas, just go right ahead and do your own. So, but still trying to find a name. And then I was like, well, I don't want to use my Muslim name because it's too long.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I thought about it because I was looking at my own name on the paper and it was like, oh, and I can put Abu, and and Nas is a well-known name because Nas the rapper. So I
Yeah.
said, oh, okay, Abu Nas. Simple. Basically it's an abbreviation of my Muslim name, which
Uh,
is
yeah.
Abu Wasima Nasiruddin Abdul Ali. So it translates in Arabic, father of Wasima, defender and protector and servant of the Most High.
Okay.
So
Well, it definitely stuck, bro.
yeah.
First serious question. Well, not saying it was one, but what do you think of the Star Wars franchise as a whole right now?
It has seen better days. That I could tell you that without a shadow of a doubt. I'm sad. As a whole, it failed hard, brother. I mean, it just took. After they bought the property, they was feeling themselves so bad that once they thought that they was more talented than they really are, or they thought they knew Star Wars better than George Lucas,
Uh huh.
that's when it took a nosedive.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, a lot of us sat up here was acting like, oh well, now that we got the property, the sky's the limit now. Now we don't have to hold back. And sure enough, that was pretty much the wrong move. So the state that it is now, it actually got worse. Ever since Bob Iger, stepped down, and then Kathleen Kennedy, was still hanging around, and now there's a power struggle in Lucasfilm between Jon Favreau and Kathleen Kennedy, which Bob Iger already was pissed off at her for making ghost deals without consulting Disney. Thinking that the women power and that whole movie was going to be her shield. So now, nobody's not paying her no mind. She don't have the type of power that she used to have. And this is pretty much Jon Favreau's show. So that's why he's making all the moves. And like I said, he got Mandalorian off and up the ground. And it's a good show. It's not a great show, but it's a good show. It's a step in the right direction.
So, in
But
your opinion, oh, I'm sorry. Go
no,
ahead.
no, no. My opinion is that it's in a horrible state still. But
So,
the
you
Mandalorian was the bright spot, but it's not changing some of the things that's been happening behind the scenes that makes us look like y'all guys don't learn, do you? The High Republic and everything else. So yeah.
you don't think the Mandalorian and the last four episodes of Clone Wars is a step in the right direction, or give you any kind of hope that maybe Favreau is doing a better job and going to going to kind of right the ship?
Actually, I believe he can right the ship if he can resist this cancel culture nonsense or resist pandering to 18 to 25-year-olds that don't view the Star Wars property as those of us that's been here since the beginning. You understand? We've been here since 77. We helped built this place, without hard earned money, seeing the films over and over again, buying the merch, getting everything that Star Wars related because it's a franchise that hit us to the core of our being, and we supported this from come hell or high water throughout the decades. And here comes these kids, and you want to pander to them because they're supposed to be the future. Because why would you want to keep impressing 55-year-olds or 56-year-olds? In terms of the movies, we got young people we can mold and hold on to, and we can grow with. And being that the culture of what it is today, we want to specialize Star Wars for their generation and their culture. No, it doesn't work like that. They can plainly see now, it doesn't work like that. And the people that was involved in the movies basically, just said we're not talking about that no more. The filmmakers don't even talking about it no more. You know, it's a failed project that it's getting worse, and I don't see anything good that can come out of it as of yet because of the way they're haphazardly just, creating new things that unfortunately still divides the fan base, But that's the way of the world, I guess. And I can dig it. I can dig it that you want to cater to the young crowd and hook them while they're young. Yeah, that happened to us. But the difference was is that we don't, you know, place one gender above another. We don't, try to push and preach to an audience when all they're doing is that Star Wars is an escapism that we want to escape from all the stuff that you want to preach to us to.
Amen. Amen. I agree with
Yeah.
you 1,000% on that. This is a question I've done several where one on I took a lot of heat for it, but I am not a fan of canon work as relates to Star Wars. I prefer EU novels. So
Yeah.
which do you
Me
prefer, the
too.
EU novels
EU.
or the canon?
I'm right with you, comment. EU all the way, all the way. If they would have done this right, I would have been able to roll with their canon. If they would have done it right, but they didn't. They figured that I want to basically create my own universe where I don't have to worry about George Lucas piggybacking on visuals and stuff. They're a corporation. So once they bought it, they treating this like a corporation. They don't want nobody else hands in the pie other than themselves because they paid $4 billion to get the franchise. And because Luke, Leia, Han, Lando Calrissian, R2D2, C3PO, all of them are from Lucas era where anytime he gets a residual of everything, those are his characters. So what better way to do it was to bring all new characters that don't have nothing of Lucas on it, so they don't have to worry about it, but they can't bring those new people to try to get the old heads like us into the seats. No, they had to piggyback on Lucas characters to get us into the seats for Force Awakens, and once they got that $2 billion, they thought they hooked us. Too bad Ryan Johnson just basically all over them, and they've been limping ever since.
You're right. Do you read your books or do you listen to like on Audible?
I read.
You read?
I read. I need to get on the Audible because the Audible seems a little bit easier to digest if you're, you know what I'm saying, you're involved in cooking or trying to clean up and stuff like that. So I get the audiobooks. I might have to jump on that bandwagon, but I still get the books anyway, the physical copies. Sometimes you just want to have some peace and quiet and just read, maybe a little bit of music and you just, you know what I'm saying? You just vibe.
I got you. Okay, if you were given creative control over Lucasfilms today, what stories would you tell and what direction would you head in? Would you head
Start
in
the whole thing completely over.
So you retcon
Everything go, everything. I'm talking about wholesale burning down this bitch. Toss this out, toss this shit out too. I'm done.
I love the prequels. I think the prequels are the best.
Oh my goodness, the prequels hold special. It's something special in my heart because when I took my oldest daughter to see the Phantom Menace back in '99, she was 8 years old at the time. And I saw the wonder, like her eyes lit up, seeing Jar Jar and the pod race and all the action and everything. It overwhelmed her, but in a great way. And when I looked at her in her seat when the pod race was going, and she just had this. Her mouth was open, and I knew right then and there George Lucas was a genius because he did the same to me when I was that age. You know what I'm saying? So I knew it was a timeless classic. I knew it was a genuine generational thing where it is, as George Lucas said, movies like mine are supposed to uplift you. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's a story to tell, you're supposed to feel joy towards the end. But with the prequels, he told the story of the fall of one of our heroes. So it wasn't going to have a happy ending, but he still had to tell the story the way he told it. But he still gave us enough Star Wars flavor that was his universe, So, yeah. But me, start tossing everybody out. Oh, I couldn't wait to bring people into the office. Like, yeah, I'm the new owner and CEO of the Star Wars franchise. So check this out. You clean up your shit, you get stuff out of here. You get a departure package, but you're not getting that much money because you really thought you was slick. So you're not gonna get that money from me. And then I tell all the actors, look, all right, we fucked up. All right, so I'm paid Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford a shitload of money just to come back and do this thing proper. Him, Billy D. Williams, and the fucker BB-8, we throw him out. Get R2D2 and C-3PO back in there, and then the new characters, we bring them in slowly. Ride the coattails of the legends for a movie or two, right? And then at the very end, then you come out and shine, and then we pass the torch. The end. Merch flying off the shelves. Books flying off the shelves that don't try to retcon shit because they follow the direction. And then you can say to yourself, you see, leave it to the black man to clean this shit up.
I'm not mad at that plan at all. What story? What movie would you make? Would you still keep the process of doing the 3 movies, or would you do one more?
Yeah, because like I said, I feel myself creative enough to use the EU as templates, especially if it's a 30-year gap because they're older and stuff. All right, then use the 30-year gap to pretty much tell one of the stories of the EU that's close to their age in real life. So either that, and then add some more elements to really give it that Star Wars flavor, and then you're good. It really sells itself. We got a treasure, as George Lucas said, we got a treasure trove of books, comic books, and this. Tell the stories through that. So you don't have to think up here like, damn, we need like another year to come up with the script. No, man, the script is right there. Go get some of the books and adapt it. Because a lot of these books, for the young people that you want to hook up so bad, they wasn't even born. They wasn't even a thought in their daddy's nutsack when these books came out. So get those books, bring it over here, flesh it out, put it into the screenplay, and put it out there. And then they're going to be like, oh, wow, this is great, and blah, blah, blah. Where's the book? Oh, here it is. Wait a minute, they wrote a book already? Yeah, it's been out for like 20 years. There you go. Now you can read it. Have fun.
Yeah, that sounds good, bro. Okay, a lot of people have been saying, I think I listened to a YouTube earlier today before I got on. In fact, it was Lord Callis.
Oh,
okay. He was talking about the 3 arcs in the Clone Wars. He was saying the first 2 is really unnecessary, and that the last arc is involving Ahsoka and Maul.
Right.
Was really all they need to show. Do you agree with that?
The 4 episodes, the 3 episodes was outstanding. That final episode was
was it underwhelming?
Underwhelming. That final episode. It only got good during the last 5 minutes, and even then, I'm like, okay. I'll roll with it because they didn't infringe on the movie like I was thinking they would, but they didn't do it. So that's reason why I gave it a pass. But the Clone War final season as a whole was a failure. You give us the Bad Batch 2 episodes. The first 2 episodes were good, but after episode 3 was like, and then it was garbage all the way up until the last 4 episodes. And I said, that's not how you do a season. You don't set something up good and then bore the people to death for 3 or 4 weeks, and then now all of a sudden you give us the good shit. But then the good shit is just based off of Revenge of the Sith, which is a low-key masterpiece from George Lucas. So you couldn't fuck that up, even if you tried. But the shoehorn Ahsoka Tano into it, I'm of the mindset that she's supposed to have a shelf life. She was supposed to serve the story towards Anakin Skywalker in the Clone Wars that led up to him being Darth Vader, and that's it. She's supposed to be gone. But because that's Dave Filoni's pet baby, and because George Lucas is not in charge no more, because George already said, no, she got to die. She can't be in the OT. Right, because the OT don't talk about her, and the PT don't even really talk about her. The PT don't talk about her. So all of these movies was done before she was even conceived. So Dave Filoni is really trying his best to fucking shoehorn her in everything. That's why she's going to be live action in The Mandalorian. That's why they're going to probably do more stuff with Ahsoka and the books. And really trying to shoehorn this thing. And all we're telling you is that She's
But
not
don't you
supposed to
think?
be here, but for so much.
But don't you think in this case that that's a good thing because she's such a popular character?
Well, it's a popular character for Disney, and I can see that because you ain't got Mary Sue Ray now to be your, the super goddess. So now you got to find somebody else to replace her. Lo and behold, there it was in plain sight, the Clone Wars, Ahsoka. Yeah, because I wasn't even fucking thinking about that. And I said this in my live stream about a week ago. I said, listen, dude, really, look. You canceled the Clone Wars because they was at season 6. When they brought Lucasfilm, they canceled the Clone Wars. Bye. That was the first thing that they did. We sat up here, was like, why you do that? This Clone Wars was lit. We was loving it. Oh, we ain't doing Clone Wars no more. Fuck a Clone Wars. Now we trying to get our return on the investment. We gonna do Star Wars movies. Yeah, y'all bet you like that, right? Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah. You know you like that. Shut up. All right? You gonna take these movies, you gonna love it. 3 movies later, damn, nobody's buying the merch. Everybody's cursing us out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. God damn, man, we losing money. Stocks has dropped. Coronavirus got us locked. The fuck we gonna do? Well, we still got the Clone Wars. The Clone what? The show that we canceled? Oh. Well, they got any female protagonists there? Because that's what the young kids like. They like women with, well, they only got Ahsoka. All right, let's use that. And that's exactly what they did. That's why we got the season 7 the way we did now. So, yeah, whatever. I'll put it to you like this. Ahsoka is a good character. I like Ahsoka. I liked it because I was into the Clone Wars from season 1 all the way up to season 6. Mm-hmm. But I knew then that she can't be but so much into the whole, into the saga. She should have served a purpose, but now they're changing it up and retconning and trying to do any and everything to keep her in the mix. So these young 18 to 25-year-olds can have the super heroine that they get to latch onto, but while man bashing everybody else into the dirt. They had Rey power levels was above Yoda, Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, everybody. That was just like, what? But I can't. I seriously can't.
Last Star Wars question for you.
Oh, right.
I just had it. Let me make sure.
You know what? I shouldn't even talk too bad because I see you got Ahsoka and Anakin in your background.
Hey.
I'm sorry, brother. I just noticed it too. I'm up here.
Hey, I'm cool with it because I like Ahsoka, man.
I do too.
She's a breath of fresh air. I was talking to I don't know if you know Robert Storm or not. I asked this question. It seems like, and tell me if I'm wrong. Yeah. Do you hear about the guy that did the rant about what was that movie that won the Oscar?
Oh, you know that guy?
Yeah, man. Robert Storm gave me my first break onto this.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Okay, it's all good. I mean, he's a little bit of a hack for my taste, but just losing his goddamn mind sometimes. Like, go, calm down, man. Put a cheeseburger in your mouth. Shit.
He's good people, man. A lot of times he does.
All right, I'm saying, like I said, I don't know him, so let me just chill.
What was I going to say? I hate when I lose my train of thought.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
You good, bro?
My mouth.
If you had to put a new Star Wars fan, someone that didn't know anything about Star Wars, and they say, "I want to learn about Star Wars," would you show them the first original sequel, the prequels, or the last 3?
The OT first.
Okay.
The original trilogy. I'll let them see the original trilogy first. Because it's a history lesson right then and there. Even though it'll say episode 4, you can still alert them to say, well, George Lucas started from the middle and give them that history lesson from there. And then when they go to the PT, they can appreciate it, knowing that he came back and he finished the story. So,
gotcha. Well, one last question. Which is better, Clone Wars or Rebels?
Clone Wars. I couldn't stand. Huh?
You like Clone Wars better than Rebels?
If it's the Clone Wars when Lucas was running the show, yes.
I'm talking about the cartoons.
The cartoon.
The Clone Wars, or did you like Rebels?
Well, I like the Clone Wars better when Lucas was running the show. So I'm not adding episode 7 because the Clone Wars series 1 to 6, was an ongoing series, and so was Rebels. So
Okay.
yeah, I definitely love the Clone Wars way better than Rebels because I couldn't stand Rebels out the first. It looked like some cheesy knockoff to shoehorn a bunch of people into the alliance that nobody don't even know or care about. And then on top of that, Kanan was like, oh my god, I saw like 2 episodes. I said, why is Kanan getting on my nerves?
Man, give it a,
He sounds like he's phony. He sounds like a phony ass Jedi. I was
give
like,
it
I don't know who voiced him. And then all of a sudden, when I found out who it was, I said, oh my god, it makes perfect sense.
Freddie
That D-list bastard Freddie Prinze Jr., of course. Of course. It makes perfect sense he was a trash character.
Man.
I said, turn this shit off. Get that shit off my TV.
Watch
Yeah.
it again, man. It's good, man. At the end, and the fight scene between Darth Vader and Ahsoka.
I've not seen that. That was decent. That was decent. But if as fights go, that should have been her very last appearance. She should either die at the hands of Darth Vader or she get taken out of Order 66. It can go either way. But there ain't no way in hell I ever liked Rebels because that shit was trash to me. Ain't nothing about that was interesting. I just looked at it as like, boy, y'all trying hard. Y'all really trying hard to make people forget that the Rebel Alliance actually happened. Like they was the template for the Rebel Alliance. Get out of here with that. And then on top of that, you insult me by putting Freddie Prinze Jr. Star Wars is for kids. Yeah, I got it in with him. I got it in with him on Twitter a couple of years back. Yeah, back in 2018. He said overweight. What happened?
I heard him go off on it and was explaining to people about how George Lucas was telling him how things were, that little thing he did on YouTube. It was quite entertaining.
Yeah, he lost his shit, and people picked up on it. A lot of people was having meltdowns behind it. But hey, that's the way it works, man. But he tried to get on me on some bullshit on Twitter and talking about overweight white guys. Oh, they mad because Ray got the Millennium Falcon and it's a new world. And I had a pick, because I looked like I came out fresh out the joint, And I said, look, Freddie, see me? I'm not overweight, I'm not white. And I'm still telling you that shit was trash. And he said, oh, look at this jack off. And yeah, he was trying to get at me. And then he sent his little boyfriends to come get me. And I started smacking him down. And I stayed on his ass. He had to mute me. But he was talking about, yeah, I stalk and I slay anybody that comes in my man. I said, oh, yeah? I said, all right. So I've not gotten his ass. And I said, oh, you muted me? But I told his little other girlfriends, I said, tell your boy that I still am going to keep on your ass and make you look stupid in front of people. And that's what I did, so.
Damn. That is
Yeah,
crazy.
it got ugly. I gets it ugly on Twitter. But that's probably why I'm a 6-time Twitter felon. They throw me in Twitter jail so many times, it's not even funny.
Damn. We're going to go to DC category now. DC Marvel.
Ooh, ECEU.
Do you watch animated DC and
Yes,
Marvel
I do.
movies? Okay.
Yeah, yes, I do. As much as I can, though.
Yeah. Have you ever seen, or have you seen Justice League Dark and Apocalypse War?
No, I have not. I've heard some things, but I'm going to be watching that tomorrow night.
Okay. I just watched Apocalypse War yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Strap on. That's what I'm going to say.
Okay, all right. Because I was hearing some good things about it, but then on the other side.
Constantine is a beast in there.
Oh, yeah.
Constantine and Batman.
You know what's so funny? Constantine had a banging TV show on NBC when it first came out, but it only went one season. But that show was lit as hell. I couldn't miss an episode. But it was too dark and scary for NBC, so they couldn't put the kibosh on it. So then Constantine, went to the CW, and that's where he's been at ever since. But being that you could do animation and stuff like that, and the person that plays Constantine, Matt Ryan, he's the perfect choice. Even though I love Keanu Reeves in the movie Constantine, that's my boy. But Matt Ryan, he takes it to another level, out fucking standing. And I'm gonna revisit his first full season of his own show. But I definitely can attest to what you're saying about Constantine in this anime, because I got Justice League Dark and he did his thing in that one, So I just heard on the grapevine that there was some things that was similar to what Zack Snyder was doing with his 5 arc of Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Justice League 1 and 2 that was kind of similar to the Dark Side thing, and they gave him so much hell and flack over it, but yet they do it in the animated thing. Nobody fucking blinks an eye. So I know there's some bias in that, but when I see the whole movie as a whole, I'll make like a mini review and then I'll give my accurate assessment. Or I probably might just wait until the Dark Council.
Man, Dark Side is a beast on there.
I can imagine.
Who's your favorite DC character?
That's a good question. Favorite DC character would have to be, yeah, it's Batman. Batman is the front runner. Yeah. The other DC character that I really like was Green Lantern. But Batman is the absolute best to me. So
good deal. I agree. And what's your favorite DC movie?
Oh, like DC movie of all time?
Live action, yeah.
Yep, I'm gonna have to go say it because the kid in me was always gonna say Superman with Christopher Reeves, the first one. Okay. That's the kid in me. But as an adult, if I really have to pull the trigger, yeah, Batman v Superman, the best.
You like that better than Man of Steel?
Yes, slightly. Even though Man of Steel is fucking phenomenal, but Batman v Superman hit a chord in me. I'm a person that vibe on like something hitting you on an emotional level. You know, as much as I love the Marvel movies, you can go to Marvel movies, man, and you could just kick your feet up and have a bowl of popcorn, eat some jujubes, drink a Sprite, and you sleepwalk through that shit. You enjoy it, but then when it's over, it's like, oh, okay. All right, time to go home. Come on, let's get these kids in the bed. Come on, let's go, and go about your life. Batman v Superman, and remember, when Batman v Superman came out, we already had a couple of Marvel movies under our belt, including the Avengers. So, and Age of Ultron. So, I had it like, oh man, I like the Marvel movies, but when I saw the tone and how Batman v Superman started and how it just kept, it literally like, oh shit, I had to get up out my seat and pay attention. That's what I like to see in my movie. That's something that takes you out of your comfort zone in a way that it just really intrigues you. Like, you gotta know more of what happens. I don't get that with the Marvel movies, except Winter Soldier and Black Panther, And Winter Soldier is their absolute best Marvel movie. Look how many years ago was that? At least with Batman v Superman.
Winter Soldier is better to you than the last hour of Endgame?
Yes. Because Endgame can only go through the template of the heroes coming back together to defeat Thanos. At least with Winter Soldier, it gave you something of a slick 70s espionage thriller. The tone and how they filmed it and how, the story is driven through the mystery, but yet it touches on so many points that you could really like say to yourself, yo, this could have actually happened, Whereas Endgame, it's a fantasy, the heroes coming out of the sky, the bad guys out of the sky, the infinity gems that controls the universe. Yeah, it's a fantasy, and that I loved. I just loved it on the surface where, okay, I enjoyed myself with Endgame, but they fucking retcon all their movies just to get to this. So now I can't even watch the Avengers the same because in my head, it didn't pan out that way, the way that the movie ended. So they did that, and they didn't even have a thought in doing it. They retconned all the entire series. The only thing that I was really okay with that really touched my heart in Endgame, and I saw it twice now, I did mention it, that from the first, Steve Rogers' whole arc was the thing that I latched onto. Him and Agent Carter. For whatever reason, I loved them two together. Now, the first Avenger is done. Now he goes into the Avengers and he does his thing. Then they get to the Winter Soldier. So by that time, Agent Carter had her own series on ABC, 2 seasons. And the entire first season arc was about Captain America and how much she loved him and how much she missed him and this, that, whatever. And then throughout, you know, the Avengers and maybe and a little bit into Winter Soldier, he still had his feelings for her, but she was like 80 years old by the time Winter Soldier came out, and he was talking to her about the missed opportunities they had. Like, that was his girl. That's who he wanted to be with. Kept a locket on her. He ain't really had no relationship with anybody, nobody. He kept that locket. That was his woman, but he missed his chance. So he was a man out of time and the whole bit. Same thing with Civil War. Civil War, Agent Carter finally died. It broke him. It broke him that he was still the same man in his 40s, and he had to bury the woman, the pallbearer of the woman that he loved for damn near 70 years, and had to watch her grow old and die. So by the time Endgame came, he would have done what anybody would have done. I'm giving myself something. I felt that throughout everything, the whole thing with Tony Stark. I ain't even bat an eye he died. I was like, all right. That should tell you something. And he's supposed to be the main star. But tough. Captain America, I felt that. Even though it didn't make no sense how he came back. And you know what I'm saying? Because everything should have been switched up. But I rolled with it. I just loved the fact that Sam asked him, was like, well, who's the girl? And he said he's not going to tell. And then the way it ended, it really warmed my heart. He got the girl that he wanted. He had to cross time to get her, but he got her. And that's how they ended Endgame. And I said, yeah, that's the perfect ending for me. But then again, it's only behind one character that I followed throughout all the 22 films. So
I got you. Well, you answered two of my questions. I was going to ask you, what was your favorite part in Endgame? It sounds like that was.
Yeah. And then
all
the action, all the excitement, that was just a paint by numbers. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't feeling Fat Thor. Fucking Spider-Man got emasculated by Captain Marvel and all the other chicks. You got something for me, Peter? Yes. I'm simping for you, baby. Okay, Peter, come follow us. And he said, yeah, that's exactly what he did, man. That shit was embarrassing. You let Iron Man Jr. go out like a simp. Can I get a crumb of pussy, please? Just a little bit. Can I get a lick? Just a lick. Oh my God, it's embarrassing. So you go through all of that, and then I'm like, okay, Tony dead. They wrapping this shit up. Come on, let's get the fuck out of here. And then, but the thing with Steve was the thing that was the mainstay. It's like, okay, they ended it off on a good note. Give Steve what his heart desired. He thought he would never have a chance to have the woman of his dreams, and he got her. We can all attest to that.
So I guess it didn't suck to you that Tony Stark died.
Who? Who? I mean, Tony was good, but like I said, man, that's why Iron Man 3 was trash. They gave us way too much Tony Stark and not enough Iron Man.
I agree, but you know what won me back with Tony Stark? When he got off that ship and he was in Avengers compound, and he was like, man, I told you about this. I told you I had this.
Okay, you're right.
That little thing right there.
That was good. That was good. I mean, there was so many good parts in Endgame. It wasn't like it wasn't a bad movie. Like I said, Tony Stark shined in that. I think another person that shined good in Endgame was I'm not even talking about Spider-Man. Damn, who was it? Rocket Raccoon. Yeah. He really kind of brought the
I'm not a fan of the Guardians of the Galaxy though.
I'm not that much big fan of it either. I mean, it's enjoyable, but like I said,
I rank the movies. They're in the bottom 5.
Oh, okay.
I think one time I rank them and they're like 23, 22.
Okay.
I just really careful. Do you think they're gonna bring Iron Man back?
Well, not at this rate. I mean, because that's what having the Black Widow movie. She died in Endgame. Why are you giving us a movie about her now? I kept telling people, y'all should have thought about that right after Winter Soldier. That's when you should have gave her the movie. Your excuse was, well, nobody was ready for a female superhero. Oh, really? Yeah, all right. Well, you add so many other great female-led movies, but after Wonder Woman, they rushing to get the female superhero out, but then they chose the wrong horse, Captain Marvel. That was just a disaster waiting to happen, and people and dumbass people still ate it up. That shit was trash. We wanted a woman that we invested in the story in. We was invested in Romanoff's story. And you couldn't even give us that. Now you're giving us a movie of her after the fact she died. Nobody want to fucking that. I'm not watching that. The trailer was great. Yeah, all right. Well, it's good for you. I'll catch that shit on cable or something. I'm not paying no money to go see that.
Oh,
because she dead.
That's segue into my next question. Which movie do you think would do better, Wonder Woman or Black Widow?
Ooh, Wonder Woman's my baby. So I want them both to succeed. Even though I'm not really watching Black Widow, I mean, you like I said, you're trying to shoehorn her. She's one of the few female Marvel characters that I latched onto. So, but Wonder Woman is my girl. So I'm gonna, if I have to, if there's a gun pointed to my head, I'm choosing Wonder Woman.
I'm thinking that because of COVID-19, freaking a cartoon could come out. It's gonna make $1 billion because whatever people,
everybody home now,
go back and watch and see, go to the theater and see it, is gonna make it.
Yes, sir. Everybody home now. Shit.
So, what movie are you most ready to see now?
What movie?
If you get from the president or governor, wherever you live at, and they said, okay, we open it back up, movie theaters, and you're gonna go, you and your family gonna go, whoever you go with, and you looking at the different movies, which movie you gonna pick first?
The only one that I have any inkling of wanting to go see is Wonder Woman. Everything else, I haven't really given it much thought, to be honest with you.
I got you. All right, I'm going to my last. Well, one more Marvel question.
Oh no, good. Go ahead.
Have you heard a rumor about Chadwick Boseman possibly not being Black Panther?
Really, I haven't.
People saw recent pictures of him, and he's lost in a lot of weight. He's extremely thin now. Some people are speculating that he is either sick or either he is losing weight for a movie. But there is a rumor, and it's coming from not a reputable place. It's Cosmic News, I think.
Right.
But whatever.
Wow, I did not know. Well, you know what? I'm hoping that he does. It's gonna feel weird and disjointed if there's another person playing Black Panther because he captivated the people's consciousness with his face, being that this is he's not the first black superhero that you ever seen, but he's the first that really resonated because you got Blade. You know what I'm saying? You had other superheroes that been out, and you had superheroes that were black. But it was just specifically when it came out, the way it did, and what it showed hit us in a way in which this is what we wanted to see, and the box office showed it. I went to see it, and just the fact of seeing, all our little brothers, you know what I'm saying? All the little brothers. Seeing something so positive like that on the screen, especially in the way we grew up and where we lived at and our environment and shit, well, we can't tell white people anything of that nature because they don't understand. That's why they say this thing was overrated. Something they like it, something overrated. Well, if it's overrated to you, you're only looking at it as a Marvel property. You're looking at it as that, but you can't equate what a black man that's been in the hood, that already knows how the system works, how certain things that are portrayed on the screen with our skin color, can impact on us. I'm grown and I'm up here shedding tears in my eyes when it was time to end, and he was giving the speech and stuff and telling that little young brother in the basketball court, you can own all of this. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, this shit goes deeper than like I said. If you ain't black, you ain't gonna understand it on the level that black people understand it. Period.
I
You
agree.
know, that's why that movie is top notch to me. You know.
Okay, Mortal Kombat, which is my all-time favorite game.
Mortal Kombat, I love
the
that game.
the movie is supposed to
I was shitting it, but I just love playing it though.
it's supposed to originally come out before COVID-19. Well, I'm not supposed to say that. Before this crisis.
Crisis.
Before the crisis.
Yeah, a comic. You caught yourself good, brother. No strike coming down.
Yeah, I don't need no strike.
You heard.
Before this crisis that we currently in.
Oh man.
It's supposed to come out in January, and from the research and people I talked to in the YouTube community, a movie coming out in January is pretty much a death sentence because the studio doesn't have much confidence in it. They're just going to kind of throw it out there and say, "You got to sink or swim." But now it's been pushed back because of the crisis. And are you ready to see that? Are you excited about it? I've seen Scorpion's Revenge. And if it's anything like Scorpion's Revenge, it's gonna be fire.
I retweeted like a trailer that had RoboCop in it. You know, I was really intrigued by it. I mean, some people was hating on it. I was like, I just like the fun of it. You know what I'm saying? I want to see RoboCop do a fatality or two. You know, just on GP.
Yep.
But I'm excited. I'm excited because, like I said, Mortal Kombat has always been a mainstay since we were teenagers, man. You know, when Nintendo was out. When Super Nintendo was out. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, we hanging out outside, we doing our thing, blah, blah, blah. And when we come back, you know, we get out and get our little drink on or whatever. We teenagers, you know, and then we like got the Super Nintendo. That was the hottest product. And then what was in it? Mortal Kombat 2. You know what I'm saying? That was the shit back then. You know, so we playing on the screen. It's like, who are you, Scorpion, Johnny Cage, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that was the joint. And then when the movie came out, we all flocked to the movie. You know what I'm saying? It looks cheesy now, being that it was in the 90s, but at that time, that was that joint. You know?
Right.
So yeah, I'm excited for Mortal Kombat. I'm not even gonna lie. I wish they could have it for the PC because I don't have console. So all my games I play on the PC.
Which character in Mortal Kombat do you think is the best?
Or
your favorite?
It's either between Sub-Zero and Shang Tsung. But me, I'm Shang Tsung. So I'm going with Shang Tsung.
Okay. Last question is, did you watch Scorpion's Revenge? And if you did, what did you think of it?
I did not watch Scorpion Revenge, unfortunately. I missed that.
Well, Mr. Abu Nas, it has been right at 1 hour. You said you had to go.
Yeah.
I want to tell you, I appreciate it, bro.
No, man, this was. I mean, you put me on the hot seat. I thought we was gonna be freestyling, so you really made me sit up here like, oh damn, I
want to give you the floor and just let you know that I appreciate you coming, man.
No, it was a pleasure, brother.
Your content is on point.
How many people we got in the chat? I don't even have my phone on.
Not many, 6.
6?
Yeah. But I'm not big as y'all yet, but I'm trying.
Don't worry about it. I mean, like I said, the 6 people might tell 6 other people to come check out the playback, and then from there it could snowball. You know what I'm saying? I love the quaint atmosphere. You know, I love the colors that you got on your background and everything. And like I said, man, this has been an absolute joy just to be here and be put on the hot seat and answer these questions. Because like I said, it's all about, you know, knowing what you like and knowing what moves you. And it could go for anybody that's in the chat that may look at the playback and stuff. And that's a good thing, you know. I'm just very grateful that you gave me an opportunity to come on your show.
You get an open invitation. Next time you come back, I want you to do that Michael Jackson, I Can't Help It. Brian,
I could do that.
That was fire.
I could do that. So that's
my favorite.
Okay. I got you covered, brother. Just remind me if I, because Boomer Abu Nas, I got so much things going on in
I
my
got
head. So yeah,
tell the people where they can find you and how to follow you and all that good stuff.
Okay, well, I am Abu Nas, and my channel is called The High Ground. I am pretty much one of the very first wave members of the community that is known as the Fandom Menace. My YouTube channel is Abu Nas, but the show is called The High Ground. You can also find me on Twitter as Gentleman Abu Nas Prime. Just another, Twitter name that I had to keep making because every time I get put in jail, they keep taking my name out. So yeah, you can see me on Twitter. I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but at the same time, I try to keep it real on every level and just allow myself to entertain and give you my thoughts on the state of the fandom and just be a friend, man. Like I said, people talk about all your fans and subscribers. I don't have fans. I have subscribers, but I don't even call them that. They're my people. Like-minded individuals that joined me in my fight. You know what I'm saying? And the things that I do, it humbles you. It should humble you. Because quite frankly, nobody wouldn't have to like your channel, my channel, their channel. You know what I'm saying? It's about how you feel when you hearing another person get on the mic saying what they gotta say, and if you feeling them from here. And then everything else just comes up, behind it. You know what I'm saying? So your channel, brother, everybody starts small. I started small. This one started small. Everything has to have a starting point. So if we keep at it, it's going to grow no matter what, because people are going to start feeling the way you speak. People going to start feeling the way you're humble, you're knowledgeable and this, that, whatever. You don't put no air of arrogance and stuff. The only time I put my air of arrogance is when I got to get on somebody's ass. But that's not arrogant. That's just me keeping it real. I don't have a YouTube personality. I don't have that. You don't see no Funko Pops posters and all this other shit on my wall. My geekdom had to be in the background, man. I was in these streets handling my business. So while these people running around here, oh, this is great. I'm going to conventions and stuff. We up here banging chicks, getting that money, and doing what we gotta do. So when I go home and have my quiet moment, then that's when I geek out and this, that, whatever. But I go from that working at my job. I worked at a law firm for 25 years, man. I'm up here in these streets, in these courts. That's my day job. So the YouTube thing is a hobby that I'm really trying to push, especially during this coronavirus thing. But even then, I still got 5 more years before I can get my, I'm eligible for my retirement. So what do I want to do with my second life? Oh, okay, YouTube. Now I can embrace the things that I love as a kid. You know what I'm saying? I can embrace that now, instead of just hiding it and this, that, whatever, because, can't be out in the streets and, no, you can't do that. Not back in those days. So now it's celebrated now. You understand what I'm saying? All my daughters, it's just, well, my 2 oldest ones, they up there like, oh, daddy, now you're embracing your geekness and this, that, whatever. You're a nerd now. Yeah, I wish I would have been a nerd back then. I wouldn't have gotten half the shit that I got into and all the time and years that I wasted, And I could have been a better father, but like I said, God is good, man. Because it's never too late to make amends, especially some of the shit that you get into and, your arrogance behind it. And I had to admit, I was on my bullshit some of that time. Yeah. So, with that being said, man, yeah, your channel is going to blow up the way that it's supposed to blow up, naturally. Keep grinding, keep shining, invite people in, but then at the same time, you give them the hard, you give them the rough and rugged, let them know what the deal is. And like I said, when they feeling you, they will come back, guaranteed.
Good deal.
I'm just shocked I lasted this long.
When you have Dark Council, what, Monday nights?
Tuesday nights, yes. Tuesday nights at 8:15, sometimes 8:30, but most of it is 8:15. This week, next week we're going to be on Fatal J's channel. So on the 12th, we are going to be on Fatal J's channel this Tuesday, and on the 19th, we're going back to my channel for the show, and then Drunk 3PO is going to end the month off with his channel on the 26th. So and then I got on the 23rd, that Saturday night at 8 p.m. is our last appreciation live stream for the Star Wars 6 Saga film. So we're finally at Return of the Jedi now. So we went through episodes 1 all the way up to now coming to 6. So on May 23rd, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, please join me as my panel is already stacked. So we're going to, lay it all down for Return of the Jedi and end it off on a high note like George Lucas did.
Yeah.
Everybody had a happy ending.
And the High Ground, when is that show?
Well, I just did 2 videos yesterday, so if you haven't, anybody that haven't seen it, go on there and catch the playback. I talked about Boba Fett coming back for the Mandalorian, and I had another, my earlier video behind that was just basically talking about Darth Vader isn't the most popular character anymore, and then Papa Palpatine is not Rey's grandfather, but a grandmother by son. Yeah, I know, right? And and Anthony Daniels falling asleep on Rise of Papa Palpatine. So yeah, a lot of the fuckery. You know how that goes.
One last Star Wars question.
Yes, sir.
Who is your favorite Star Wars character?
Luke Skywalker.
Luke Skywalker. Okay. All right.
I really would like to have a couple of favorites, but if I had to narrow it down to somebody, it's always going to be Luke Skywalker.
Man, my favorite is Mace.
Yeah. I want to say Mace so bad. You know what? Normally I would say Mace, but I have to equate what had made the biggest impact on me, and I have to go back to the childhood. So yeah,
I wish they would do a Mace movie. I know it probably would.
They mess it up. Why? Because bad enough, Nick Fury's eye patch, he was so badass, and he was like, somebody betrayed me, I lost an eye. Now go to Captain Marvel, he lost the eye behind the cat. Oh, yeah, just emasculated him. Just emasculated him. He played him like a joke in that movie. I can't even talk about that Marvel now. Yeah, it ain't good. So Mace Windu, leave him alone. Don't make no movie. Don't make no cartoon. Just leave him the hell alone. Finn was supposed to be a Jedi, man. Did you see the marketing they did for Force Awakens with Finn holding the lightsaber? I was thinking he was going to be the next Mace Windu, baby. I was hoping.
I was thinking that was Lando Calrissian's son. That's what I was thinking.
Either way, he was holding the lightsaber, so I was like, if he's Force sensitive, he's going to be running with Luke Skywalker. And oh, man, I was so excited. Now we see this. What the fuck?
Yeah, they fucked that.
Runaway slave? What? Wait a minute. He was a janitor? Fuck is this shit? Dude, you left the theater looking like, God damn, they just disrespected him. That's why John Big Dick Boyega is screaming on these kids right now. Screaming on them.
Yeah, boy, he is pissed.
He is pissed. He was pissed out the entire time. And I know him and Mark Hamill had private chats like, yeah, man, there was some bullshit about this movie. Well, we under the NDA, so we got to say, we got to keep it quiet, get our money. But when it's over, then we let loose.
Yep.
Exactly.
Abu Nas, thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
You got an open invitation to my show anytime, sir.
A pleasure, brother. I'm definitely take you up on that.
All right,
for the little people in the house, God bless you. I'll probably catch the playback either late tonight or tomorrow morning. Just to see y'all 6 people that was here that rocked with us, so I can give them a shout out.
I appreciate it. All right.
All right, my brother.
Peace, people. Thanks.